So today we're going to talk about how to build your brand on social media. While I go and drive for dollars, I'm going to go through some of the stuff that has helped me build my brand on three of the biggest platforms out there, which is Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. One of the biggest problems that people do is whenever they're trying to build a brand is they're trying to appease other people. That's not what people are looking for. People want your most raw moments. They want more authentic, and that's something that I have learned, especially along the way, because there's a lot of clout and there's a lot of hype on social media with a lot of these guys out there saying, either they're driving a Lambo or they're buying this or they're closing, $5 million a month, whatever it is that they're doing, bottom line is, you just do you. And one of the biggest ways that I've attained success in this industry is because of social media, right? My biggest avenue was Facebook. Facebook, in my opinion, is one of the hardest and more complicated because of the algorithms that they keep changing. So I built my platform on Facebook, and then I went on to Instagram, started building my platform on there, and then of course third, YouTube, which you guys are watching me right now, right? The biggest thing is you got to learn to connect with your audience. When you're building a brand, the audience cares about your authenticity. That's it. They don't care about, a lot of people, they'll see your flashiness and they'll say, oh, that guy's too flashy. Or they'll say, this or that, or he thinks he's too much, or, he's too good for everybody. And that's not what I come across. I come across more genuine. I come across, in my opinion, that's what it is. And that's what people tell me. The reason why they like to connect with me on social media is because I connected with them, right, through my omnipresence. Omnipresence is really, really important. It's basically being everywhere almost all the time. So every time I'm posting, right, I'm on my phone constantly 24/7, posting either, memes work really well. People interact with memes all the time. And I think being more authentic is telling people your story. Because people buy stories. That's all it is. Your story sells at the end of the day, right? My story was, I was a broke car sales guy, 11 years in the business, right? And I had a dream to retire my mother, buy my own house, and give my wife and children a better life. And I was not able to do that while I was selling cars full time, working, 14 hours a day almost, and try to provide for my family. And to be honest, we were just getting by then. And I thought that was a great lifestyle. And I was wrong. So again, my story is what defined, a lot of my struggles have defined my success. And that's what I tell people. You won't understand my success if you haven't witnessed my struggles, right? Today, I live in a beautiful, 3,000 plus square foot house. I drive the cars that I want, right? I could say we're comfortable, mentally, financially, but at the end of the day, this all came with the territory. My main thing was to be able to take care of my family. Everything else is just a bonus, right? And the trait about successful people is that you can take everything away from them and they'll be able to rebuild it back up. And now I understand that because I know how to rebuild back up. Again, my struggles have defined my success. I had lost an entire company and I had to rebuild myself, right? And you guys see that through the wholesaling video that I posted. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go and see that video. So nonetheless, look at these houses. I'm driving around my neighborhood. These are the type of the houses that I have around my area now. I come from the ghetto. I don't come from a silver spoon mouth, right? My parents divorced when I was really young. My father was in and out of my life. And I made a promise to myself to become a better father for my children and not be that type of father of what he was, right? Although my parents migrated from Pakistan over 40 years ago, and they understand the value of, they taught us, my mom taught me the value of a dollar. While my father was in and out of my life, I got to hear tidbits of kind of what his teachings were and stuff like that. But the most active role in my life was my mother's. So that's what's really propelled me to become successful in this business. And honestly, I think if I was to do any other business, I was going to become successful in it because I had the motivation and I had the will and the drive to do that, right? It just so happened that wholesaling fell into my lap, and I loved the concept of not getting a real estate license and doing real estate without having a license or without using my own credit or without using my own money. I could flip a house or flip a contract, right? Which what we're doing. And that's why, I loved getting into wholesaling itself. So going back to what I was saying, omnipresence is very important. You have to build your brand because people relate to people, not to things. That's why they say when you build a fan page out, you build it out in your name, not in your company name. Because people don't follow companies, they follow people, right? If I follow Chicago Bulls, is because of Michael Jordan, because he was Air Jordan. I follow him because of that. If I follow, pop music, is because of Michael Jackson. It's not because of, hey, Madonna singing. I was a fan of Madonna or anything like that, right? If I'm watching football, it's either because, Tom Brady or one other player, right? J.J. Watt, Houston Texans, right? So people follow people and they relate more to people. So that's how you build an online presence. You've got to be everywhere at the same time. My wife sometimes gets tired of me being on the phone, but I'm building the business and she understands that I'm here to build a business and I'm here to build a brand. The Rana brand has taken a life of its own. I feel like it's not my brand anymore. And when I say that is because, it's crazy why I even mention it like that, because it's not only my brand. It's like, I say it's like people's brand. Like people want to see more content from me. They message me all the time saying, I enjoy your content, Ron. I watch what you do. I want to become like that. I want to do that, what you're doing, right? And it's all because of my branding, right? And my branding is all about no clout, right? No cap. You want to make sure you're telling people the real deal, and you want to be truthful. Because at the end of the day, if you're sitting there on social media and you're lying to people and you're showing, wads of cash of look at all this money that I made, and that's great and all, but at the end of the day, who are you really, lying to? You're lying to yourself, right? I've seen a lot of guys who are working 9-to-5 jobs go cash their paychecks and say, hey, look, this is what I made from wholesaling. That's not true, right? At the end of the day, you want to look yourself in the mirror, right? And you want to say, hey, this is who I am and this is who I've become. Now, there is a big responsibility when you have a brand online. A lot of people don't understand this, and this is why a lot of stars you see, like hip-hop stars, right, they lose their brand authenticity, right? Exhibit, for example, Pimp My Ride, right? He was the biggest thing, and then he, after the show, his brand started dwindling. He was making only 70 grand a year, right? And he talks about this. DMX, right? DMX had the same thing. Branding, his brand dwindled, but again, right? I look up to people who keep the brand alive, like 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent is a figure that's been through a lot, but he's kept his brand alive. Again, people, I like to follow hip hop because of guys like 50 Cent, right? His songs and lyrics, and Eminem, Dr. Dre, all those guys, right? Old school guys. None of this Cardi B bullshit that's going on right now. Because again, that's all clout. Tekashi 6ix9ine, we won't even go into that. That's a lot of that stuff is clout. So it's all about being authentic. That's all it is. Pick the platforms that you want to be on. Now the newest kid on the block is TikTok. Right? A lot of my fans have been telling me, man, you need to get on TikTok. You got the personality for it. You need to check out the videos on TikTok. You need to see how they're doing these videos, right? And who knows, maybe one day I'll be on TikTok. Maybe by this time the video release, I'll have a TikTok account. So make sure you click the link in the description below and follow, where I'm going. So I think that's where the next step is. Now I've got the brand built. The Ron Rana name is getting prominent in the wholesaling world. Right? I want to take my brand to the next level now. And this is how we do it, right? Either it's from sponsorships or endorsements or people linking up with me and say, hey, Ron, I want to collab with you, right? Collaboration is key, especially in this business. You definitely want to collaborate. This is why so many artists collaborate with each other, is so they can also tap into their partners or someone who they're collaborating with. They can tap into their market too, right? And that's why a lot of people don't understand is, you gotta collaborate. And the point of collaborating is not about competition. It is about collaboration, because everybody grows. You have to have that abundant mindset in order to collab with someone and in order to grow. I see a lot of educators out there who say, no, my course is the best. My course has done this. I'm the number one this. I'm the number one that. Listen, I'm not here to be number one at anything, right? I've already done that in the past with my company, with my wholesaling business, with who I am, right? In my heart, I'm number one already, right? I'm more worried about how many lives can I actually change with my course, right? So as you guys know, we have the Wholesaling RE 101 course. Let me let this guy in. Again, collaboration, man. You got to let people through in life. That's what it is. Wholesalingre101.com, right? I built that platform because people kept asking me, do I coach? Do I mentor? And for a very long time, I didn't, right? Not that I didn't have time or I was too busy or this, it just wasn't my point of focus. So now in this video, I just told you why I decided to, release my course is because it was needed in the market. Again, I already had the omnipresence of being everywhere. I got to turn here, so see if they let me through. Is this a turn? We'll go straight. Cool. I've got again, it's about building the brand itself. So that's kind of pretty much it. I mean, other than that, you got to post daily. If you're on Instagram, you got to post, 2 to 3 times a day, like I have previously. That's how I built up my brand, right? And organic traffic is the most important traffic of all. You can go out and you can spend money to buy followers. You can go out and spend money to, paid advertisements. You can go out and spend money on YouTube. You can spend money on Instagram. You can spend money on Facebook, right? You guys are probably getting bombarded with ads on Facebook from other people. And that's another way of building your brand, right? So you're either going to do it through sweat equity, which I have done, is organically build my brand, or you're going to actually do it through spending money. I had no choice but to do it with sweat equity, was because I didn't have the money to spend on to build my brand. And I'm a big fan of always keeping it lean and mean. So moral of this video is be authentic, right? Post daily, right? And you need to relate to people, because people will follow people. They don't follow businesses, right? And post your stories. Post where you come from, how you did, right? What you've done in life, how far you've come, right? If you're working at McDonald's, making, $5 an hour, or if you were, washing cars, making, $6 an hour or $4 an hour, right? Not a lot of us, are out there making all this money. And sometimes people who watch my videos, they are making $5 an hour, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that crowd, because I was there at that point in my life, right? I have sometimes people making $100,000 a year following me, and I have some people making maybe $15,000, $20,000 a year following me. But at the end of the day, listen, the people who don't give up are the ones that are going to win. So I hope you guys enjoy the pep talk. Thank you guys for joining me. And hey, listen, we pull up the stats for the videos. Make sure you are liking and subscribing. I need you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm making so much content for you guys. All right. And we want to make sure we bring you the absolute best content, especially in this game, in this business. In order for me to do that, make sure you smash the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. So every time a whole new video pops up, right, you'll get the notification. Rana signing out. Peace out.